Yes, sir.
Are there any observable changes to the body before the initial spinal sweep, that indicators that the spinal sweep
Yes,
is coming?
yes. Very good question. Thank you for asking that. Typically a person, if it's going to be a bottom to top activation versus a top to bottom activation, a person will receive a feeling as if the lower spinal column is being blocked. And this can be accompanied by lower back pain. A lot of lower back pain is misdiagnosed as something other than than the Kundalini that it is. And so you will definitely feel a type of irritated lower back pain or sensation. Also, the tailbone may begin to start moving. Please, come in. Hello.
Sorry.
Come on in. The tailbone may begin to wag. As the tailbone wags, what is actually happening, so here's the tailbone right here, and the rest of the spine would be right here. As the tailbone wags, it's loosening the bond that is separating the dormant Kundalini from its active target, so to speak. The inactive, or the spine that is not having an infusion, is the goal for the dormant Kundalini to come up. It wants to come out, and it will move that tailbone, sometimes rapidly. A person will feel just this incredible vibration at the base of their spine. Other people will actually have the tailbone moving. It is jointed. It can move. Tailbones can move. Okay. Some will go down, some will go up, some will go side to side, some will just, do kind of a circular pattern. It can be extremely disconcerting for the individual to experience that. And yet, if they're able to come into the clarity of understanding of what is occurring, they can become very balanced with this. They can become very harmonious with what is happening, for their process. And so, along with the movement of the tailbone and the pressure at the base of the spine, a person may feel heat at the base of the spine. And this isn't so much a temperature-based heat as it is a heat that is almost radiance-based. Kind of maybe how a light bulb would feel if it were a sentient being. This is sometimes able to be measured by mechanical means, i.e. a thermometer. Many times the person will feel the heat, and they'll get a thermometer, and they'll show absolutely normal body temperature. Site-specific temperature as well. You can have colder areas of the body than other areas, and even with the advanced diagnostic techniques we have now, the laser thermometers and all of that, they will not show a difference in temperature at the base of the spine because they are not calibrated to show Kundalini radiance or to measure Kundalini radiance. Now, this is not far off. This is coming soon. The ability to measure a Kundalini-based radiance, if it's not in the general population right now, it will become that way, or at least they will be able to do that. Whether they will do that and then, announce it to the public, oh yes, it's a Kundalini temperature, that's another question. Thank you for your question, sir. Other questions? Yeah.
You made a comment about the tailbone wagging.
Absolutely.
So you made the comment several times. So I'm trying to understand, is the tailbone wagging, or are we wagging the tailbone?
I love that. Thank you, Charles. The tailbone is wagging us.
Okay.
Well, basically, here, let me break it down even further. Within the coccygeal structure of the lower coccyx, there is something that is very, very thin. It's called a Chitrini channel. Science does not know of this channel yet. This is known from the ancient Hindu or the ancient Sanskrit people. The Chitrini channel is about a quarter of the width of a human hair. And this is what the Kundalini is starting to come through. And this is what is causing the exterior of the coccygeal bone structure to move and to vibrate. And what's happening is the Chitrini channel wiggles and moves, it's vibrating. And because it is so powerful, it begins to excite all the nervous structure around that. So it actually starts moving the tailbone up and down, side to side, whatever. The Cittrini channel will extend into the Sushumna or the spine, and boom, that is the pathway that the spinal sweep will take. That is the inner canal, okay, that the spinal sweep will ride. So I would say it's the Kundalini wagon us.
Interesting.
A chakra is an energetic vortex that represents the electronic or the energetic activity that correspond with nerve plexi along the spine. The Hindu recognize 7 of them. Some of the Asian technologies recognize 5. You know, and you have different belief systems that say, oh, there are 16 or whatever, you know. They correspond with certain activities of the emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, and psychological bodies with response to given stimuli coming from the environment. So we'll just use the heart chakra or the heart nervous plexi. The second chakra can express, you know, similar results as the fourth. It's just that the fourth seems to be the area where they mostly collect. You know, the second chakra would be more reproductive or danchan activity of a more coarser based Kundalini expression through the body. Okay, so this force knows you. It knows you. It knows the chakra system. Knows that there are, you know, the 7 chakras of the Hindu system, which is where I'm coming from, is the 7-based Christian, in the Christian terminology, the 7 cathedrals along the spine, the Sanskriti, the 7 chakras along the spine. This is where I'm coming from and where I have most resonance with this experience.
Well, I was going to ask, why is it that it goes from, like, the petals on the chakras are like, they go from like a low number to a higher to a higher to a higher number?
Levels of refinement. Levels of refinement. As the Kundalini begins at the base, it's refining the coarsest energy. Okay, and as that energy is transformed, it's lifted to the second. You know, it's refined more. When it reaches the crown, there's actually an organ in the back of the neck that will modulate specific energies to keep them from coming into the crown, unless they have reached a level of refinement that won't damage it or you know, damage the individual that's having it. Some of the drugs, such as psilocybin or you know, some of the light-bearing entheogenic plants or light-bearing plants will force the energy to come through and onto the crown, and which can cause, you know, a great level of disturbance for the person. Did you have another question associated with that, sir?
No, perhaps a comment. So the Kundalini you're referring to is an energy force? Energy?
It's a conscious energy force.
It's a conscious energy.
Yeah. It is a divine consciousness.
Om Namah Shivaya.